My favorite moment of quarterbacks today was Russell Wilson just got cussed the fuck out.
Oh, big time.
Like really cussed out by one of his teammates.
Mike Purcell
just like sprinted over to him, got into his face, and you could see Wilson like he realized that, okay, at this point, you just got to take it.
Everyone hates me. I think it was the first moment where he's like, I shouldn't say Broncos country, let's ride.
You know what? I'm actually on Russ Wilson's side in this. I think Mike Purcell, that's his name.
Yeah.
He's not unlimited. He's telling on himself for being limited.
Yeah.
And so it's everybody else's fault but Russ Wilson. Russ, have faith, stay the course, everything will work out.
My favorite part of that video was the fact that Nathaniel Hackett was right there and just pretending it didn't exist.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
He was the this is fine dog sitting in the fire.
What are you
He's
gonna
like, all right, so a defensive player is just screaming at our franchise quarterback that we paid hundreds of millions of dollars to, essentially just showing everyone on the team that they don't respect him. I'm fine. Let's go for this one. All right, what's the next play? Okay, we're gonna punt. Okay, cool.
What do you do if you're Nathaniel Hackett at this point? Because he seems like a guy that he could resign. He could step down.
I was thinking about this, and by the way,
like,
that
how do you
moment,
save face?
I wouldn't have put it past Nathaniel Hackett to do, like, when you're in an awkward moment and or like you see someone you don't want to like run into and you pretend the phone call. He should have just taken his phone out of his pocket. I don't think they're allowed to have phones in their pockets, but he should have just been like, "Oh, I'm on the phone," because it was the conversation. Russell Wilson getting cussed out was right next to him.
Yeah, I would have just thrown a challenge flag just so the ref could come over to me. I could act like I was busy, have something to do, and at very least, like, have a conversation with them, be like, I'd like to challenge that last play, and they'd be like, oh, like, what are you challenging? And be like, oh, I forgot.
I was thinking about this, and I want to phrase this correctly, because I like Nathaniel Hackett as a person.
Yes.
But do you think there's ever been an interview we've done that we got less out of and we gave up so much in terms of making fun of a coach for being so bad at his job?
Well, we didn't know.
Right. I know. I'm saying, like, if present day us could go back to Denver, Colorado during Grit Week, when they're like, hey, do you guys want Nathaniel Hackett? We would have been like, no, we want to roast this guy.
Yeah.
We do not want to meet him because we're going to like him because, again, he's a nice guy. But holy shit, he's a bad football coach.
It's actually a very bad job on our part. We should not interview brand new coaches anymore.
No.
We should
let them suck first.
We should wait and then see what it is we're going to want to make fun of them about. And then at that point, we'll say, okay, because he was so charming that he really did actually, not just to us, but to the listeners, a part of my take.
Yes.
Really a disservice. The content that we would be bringing out of this guy if we didn't like him, I feel like it would be great. Now, at the same time, during the interview, and again, great guy, he did tell us straight up that when we were asking him about like decision-making and offenses that he wanted to run and how he looked at like game planning, he did say that the owners of the Broncos didn't really get much into football with him.
Yeah.
They wanted to know more about just like him as a person.
And he's a great person.
And whether or not maybe Aaron Rodgers could come join the team.
Right.
So that's kind of what happened with that one, we think, because ideally, if you're interviewing a football coach, you probably want to ask him about football.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I would say that's probably the first thing you want to ask him. I'm going to say right now, well, I'm ready to just, like, we should just roast him because we might not have him for very long. Like, this is going to end in him getting fired. So I think I think Nathaniel Hackett would understand. Like, we've been very nice.
Yeah.
We've been very nice. You fucked up a lot. We got to, like, this is like, you know you're not friends unless you can really bust balls.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Nathaniel Hackett, like, to show that we're friends, like, I can be like, hey, dude, you might be the worst coach of all time.
Like, probably.
Like, that's just us busting balls.
Maybe ever.
Yeah, like ever.
And the thing is, he's so nice of a guy.
Like, ever's a long time.
Yeah, he's probably not going to throw Russell Wilson
worse than Urban
under the bus.
Yeah, Urban at least had like that one game where it felt like the guys were going in the right direction. Even the Broncos wins don't feel like that.
Yeah, and at least Urban was out there doing cool stuff. Like,
and Urban's been an incredible college coach, one of the best college coaches of all time. Nathaniel Hackett has ever. He might be ever.
And like I said, he's too nice of a guy to throw Russell Wilson completely under the bus because he's just going to be just straight up. Like, he could, if he was a little bit more cutthroat, he could like bench Russell Wilson. But he's not going to do that. Also, he's probably not empowered to do that.
No, he probably can't do that. Russell Wilson can bench him.
Yeah.
And McDaniels, by the way, started 6-0. So that's different.
For those Broncos,
those Broncos, which he has. It's bad. It's really bad. I don't really know what else to say besides, dude, like maybe you should have stayed in med school.
I still feel like he could, once he does get fired or quits, he's probably going to come onto the show and do a very like illuminating, funny interview about just how in over his head that he was. I don't think anybody's been as over their head in their job.
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
No,
as Nathaniel Hackett is right now, he's like if you do type like proficient in Excel on your resume, and then they're like day one, okay, we need you to make this spreadsheet for us and put in a few macros, and you just like immediately go to Google and start Googling how to do Excel.
No, you walk out
and you start just sweating.
Yeah, you walk out because you're like, I can't do this. I lied on my resume.
Yeah.
This is what it feels like with him. He lied on his resume. He can't do this.
Yeah.
And he should probably stop doing this. And yeah, you're right. Like he will probably come back on, and I'd be like, Coach, this is a funny thing I said about you. I said you're the worst coach ever. And he'd be like, that's funny, guys. And I'd be like, that was fun.
Well, I mean, like,
here's a throwback question.
Are
you the worst coach ever?
There's a lot of stats that you could point to that would say yes.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying that there's a plethora.
No, I am saying he's the worst coach ever.
Okay, I'm going to clarify.
Okay.
We'll do good cop, bad cop. Okay. I'll be good cop. I'm not saying that about him. I haven't seen every coach ever coach. But as the numbers go, the numbers make a compelling argument that he's the worst coach of all time. Maybe in any sport.
You're doing like the Carl Everett doesn't believe in dinosaurs.
No,
I didn't see a lot of bad coaches, so they don't exist.
No, but it's not me. I'm saying the numbers are telling me.
Yeah.
The numbers, certain statistics that you look at say that he's the worst coach of all time. And maybe it's also across other sports. Like maybe even if you include basketball.
Yeah. It's so bad that Sam Darnold looks like he's got a second shot. Like that's how bad it is. They can't score. They can't do anything.
Is that another field goal?
That was another field goal.
That's 3. Incredible.
61-yarder, 40-30 Eagles with 2:16 left. They can't do anything. They have their Mike Purcell, their nose tackle, screaming at Russell Wilson. Nathaniel Hackett standing there, not able to do anything. Brian Burns was mocking Russell Wilson with his sack dance. Did you see that?
He's not unlimited either?
It was great. He did when Russell Wilson's standing at the 50-yard line before a game and pretending that God is literally touching him. He did that as his sack dance. Like, Russell Wilson has become such a joke. The audibles that he's calling that are from Seattle, he's getting mocked, he's getting yelled at, and Nathaniel Hackett just got to sit there and be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I actually feel bad for the guy because Russell Wilson has not been you could make the argument this might be one of the worst trades of all time with the way Russell Wilson's playing.
Yeah, he's definitely like I think in every statistical category he's either 20th or below of all the main ones.
It's crazy.
So I watched Russell Wilson play his entire career. Watched a lot of him last year. He wasn't this bad last year.
No, he wasn't.
So it's a combination of altitude, Nathaniel Hackett, not having Pete Carroll. Yeah, reading too many of his press clippings. The giant house that he bought with no bathrooms.
Yep, that is a crazy house.
It is a wild house.
No bathrooms. Yeah. Russell Wilson, by the way, talking about how do you think he explained the situation with Mike Purcell after?
Okay, putting myself in Russell Wilson's shoes.
What are the first 3 words he said? Everyone can guess. Russell Wilson gets screamed at by his teammate on the sideline, goes viral.
That's my guy.
That's just football.
No, you guys are close, but not there. Jake, you got anything?
We're sick of losing.
No, it's perfect, Russell Wilson, he said.
We'll get him next time.
Nope. I loved it.
Okay. All right.
He said, I loved it.
That's just fire.
Yeah. He came off real pissed off, said, let's effing go. Me and him are on the same page.
Okay.
I think they actually are on the same page. I'll defend Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson fully understands that his teammates hate his guts, and his teammates do hate his guts. Everyone's on the same page.
Clap it up, guys.
Yeah.
Let's clap it up.
Yeah. Broncos country, let's ride.
Run or pass. Everybody, come on, sideline. Everybody scream. Run or pass. Run or pass. Everyone on that Broncos sideline needs to look themselves in the mirror for not being unlimited enough and not yelling run or pass loud enough on defense to support your team. Because maybe if the defense was a little bit better, then you guys might win a couple. Oh, wait. the Broncos defense is like the best in the NFL.
Yeah. Although they did trade Bradley Chubb, but I honestly think Russell Wilson needs to just sit out for the rest of the year. I was saying it, a hard reset. It's the only way. Nathaniel Hackett's going to get fired. Like, you get someone else. I don't know. It's just because you're stuck with him. You can't do anything. You can't trade him.
We talked the other week about which quarterbacks would be the worst to do drugs with, and Russell Wilson is unanimous number one.
Number one.
I actually do think that Russell Wilson is the quarterback that needs to do drugs the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Like, he would suck to do drugs with, but there's no quarterback in the NFL that's more in need of like a nice piping hot glass of ayahuasca than Russell Wilson is.
Ego death.
Just go off into the jungle for the next 2 months, leave Ciara behind, she'll be fine, and just stay in a shaman's tent.
Yeah, eat some mushrooms and put on a blindfold.
Yeah.
And let your senses take over.
Yeah.
I would like to do ecstasy with Sam Darnold.
Would you?
Yeah, it'd be fun, I think. I think he's like a party guy.
He was Sam Darnold. That wouldn't be bad, I don't think. I'd like
go to like a EDM concert.
I'd like to slam some brewskis with Davis Mills.
Yeah.
I bet you Davis Mills is sick at beer pong.
Oh, yeah. Big time. He's got that neck.
Yeah.
He just leans it right over.
Coke with Jameis. Boy, man. I don't know.
You would either create the greatest company of all time, or you just walk away being like, what was that guy talking about?
Yeah, the next thing I know, I'm applying for a permit for like a crawfish boil restaurant in Memphis, and James is like, I know just the guy that can run
crawfish gym.
Yeah, yeah,
it's a cross.
Yeah,
you boil it.
Well, you drag giant sacks of crawfish over your shoulder across the restaurant, throw them in the pot.
Yeah,
man, but it would be a legendary hang.